Crypto Joey Shaw!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Learning to Read Chart series, Read the Chart series, episode 21. I know. What happened to the other episodes? Who knows? At this point, it's a meme. I'm just skipping around. Episode 21, then tomorrow, episode 35, even though that makes absolutely no sense. The point is, we're getting some episodes in. So I was talking to a Discord member, Nick, and I came to the realization, and I kind of already knew this, but I came to the realization, like, okay, there's a lot of people who don't understand their place in the stock market. That's probably the best way to put it. They don't understand their place in the stock market. And so I'm going to use Street Fighter 6 rankings to tell you where you rank in the stock market, right? So here are the rankings, right? You got rookies, right? Like Awesome Agron. Awesome Agron in the Discord, he's a rookie. He started trading the stock market by buying NVTS. Can you guess where he bought NVTS? And I think some of you already know the story. Can you guess where he bought NVTS? Yep. He bought it at not at the exact top, but he bought it at 14, thinking, yeah, man, it's going to go to 100. Woo! All the way down. It did a woo all the way down. But he took the loss on my advice, and he's obviously very grateful because he's like, God damn, you saved me. So he's a rookie. That's a classic rookie mistake, right? Buying near a high, right? He didn't have a stop loss. He was just going to hold the bag. That's a rookie. You don't know what the hell you're doing. That's what that is. That's what that makes. That makes sense, right? He's a rookie. Some of you in the Discord and watching this YouTube video are kind of like an iron, bronze, silver, gold. You know, you're starting to figure things out. You're pressing buttons, right? You're clicking buy. You're clicking sell. You're buying some stocks here and there. You really don't know how to read charts or anything. You're kind of just buying off of probably what other people are talking about, and you're just buying and hoping, and there's no strategy behind what you do. There's no intent and no purpose behind it. You're just pressing buttons just to press buttons, which that's what a lot of people do in iron, bronze, silver, gold. They just literally don't know what the hell they're doing. They're just pressing buttons. They have a controller in their hand. They don't even know how to block. They just press buttons. Oh my God, I hope I win because I'm just going to press buttons because they're not thinking yet. They're not on that level yet. So a lot of you are here. If you're not thinking yet, if you don't know how to read charts at all, this is where you are right now. You're in the iron, bronze, silver, gold rank. Now, some of you are in the platinum, diamond rank. I would say, let me see if I can find it. I would say someone like DB Sherry, I know she's watching this. I would say someone like Sherry is in diamond. Like, she's not a master at the stock market yet. She's not a master, but she's on her way there, right? She's a diamond. She's figured out, like, okay, I need to actually, I think even Dynamic Donut is up there in diamond. High diamond, I would say. Like there's some of you in the Discord who are definitely high diamond, I would say. Like you're right here towards the edge of master, but in order to even get to master, you still got to struggle, you still got to make a lot of mistakes, you still got to learn and study a lot. But the thing is, and I know Sherry, you're watching this, I would say you're diamond because in diamond and platinum, specifically in diamond, you are already starting to think. You're starting to recognize, like, okay, you've already realized, like, wait a minute, if I want to be good at this, I need to actually study. I need to read charts. I need to learn how to use the MACD on the different time frames. I need to know how to read charts on the higher time frames, lower time frames. I need to, like, you've already come to the realization I need to actually study, which is something people in the lower ranks aren't, they're not really even, that's not even a thought in their head. Like, so, and if a rookie wants to study, they don't know what to study or how to study because they don't know what the hell they're doing. So a diamond, I would say, but diamond and platinum, if you're a diamond or platinum in the stock market, to use Street Fighter 6 rankings, you're thinking now. Your brain is finally starting to recognize, like, oh, okay, I see the patterns, I see what's going on here, but I recognize that I need to study and put in the work if I want to go that next level. That next level is master. Again, I'm just using these rankings for the sake of it. because a lot of you are not in the Discord, but a lot of you on YouTube are literally just sitting down here. Like a lot of you are just stuck at iron, bronze, silver, gold because you're not thinking just yet. You're just kind of following me one for one, which is fine. That's fine if you want to do that, but you're kind of just stuck down here. You're not on that next level where you're starting to use your brain and think and like, maybe what if I do this? But what if I do that? But wouldn't this be better? What if I use this time frame? What if I manipulate the MACD numbers? What if I change the EMA? What if I change the WMA to 190? Maybe it's more of a reliable signal for that specific stock, and maybe 210 for that other one, and maybe like you're starting to think. You're starting to like recognize like, oh, okay, there's so much more to this. It's very intricate, and there's a lot of work ahead. Master rank is basically everything is automatic. You've gotten to the point where everything's automatic, right? Everything's automatic. Like you get to where I'm at. It's basically you look at the chart and you know already. Yep, it's the purple line. It's a buy. And there's no like you're confident about it too. You're not just saying it just to say it. You're actually confident because you have so much experience that you know. Oh yeah, this works. It's a buy here. Nvidia. That's a buy. Right? I looked at it and I already knew. Automatic. Everything is automatic. You can go through a watch list of 100 stocks and just start scrolling down, and immediately you know, like, oh, I know what's a play, right? Not a play, not a play, not a play, right? You can just scroll through and you know already, like, what's a play and what's not. And so you don't have to be sitting there, you don't have to be sitting there and going like, okay, here's horizontal support. Here's what is this? Supply, right? I mean demand. Here's supply. Here's a resistance, horizontal resistance. What's the trend line? Here's the trend line. And did we break out of the downtrend? Let's see. Okay, and how much money can we make from purple line to high? How big of it is? Like you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't got to do all this analysis and sit there and do it for each one of them because that would be so time consuming. I used to do that because I didn't know better, right? You got to, like I said, you got to study the charts. You got to actually go in there and do technical analysis over and over and over and over, like 10,000 times. And then everything just becomes automatic. I've done 5,000 chess puzzles almost. I think I'm almost at, let me check. I'm actually doing chess puzzles as I'm making this video because I'm just talking. But yeah, 4,778. I'm trying to get the $5,000, the 5,000 puzzles done today. But yeah, like, how do I get good at chess and recognizing patterns in chess? Well, you just do a ton of puzzles. You just gotta grind them out. There's no if, ands, or buts. Like, even if you get it wrong, that's a good thing. That means you learn from the mistake and you improve and you get better and then you get it right. You get it right so often that it just becomes automatic, right? I see that checkmate in one. I know already what the answer is to that puzzle because I've seen it so many times. It's just automatic. I don't even have to, like, within a second I've downloaded the board and I already know where to move it, where it needs to be moved. So to get to that point, just read 10,000 charts, I guess, is what I'm saying. What's that quote? I'm afraid of the man that's kicked 10,000 times. That's done one kick 10,000 times, then several kicks or something. I don't remember the quote. Someone can correct me on that one. I probably screwed it up, but you get the point. Someone that knows that's read 10,000 charts is going to be infinitely better than someone that's only read like a few hundred here and there. So, to get to that point where everything's automatic, it's just about sitting down, getting that experience, making a lot of mistakes, studying, learning from all the videos that I make, and you will get to where I'm at. You will get to that master rank, so to speak. Again, I'm using these rankings just for the sake of it, because I was like, you know what, this is good enough, right? A lot of you are rookies, a lot of you are stuck here, a lot of you are here starting to realize like, oh yeah, I can go next level. I need to study. I need to actually put in the work because it's worth it to be up here where everything's just automatic. And you can go start your own Discord if you want, your own YouTube channel. You can go retire, whatever. You can do whatever the hell you want at that point because you're so good at the stock market. Everything's so automatic. You know already what to trade, what not to trade. You know if you do trade something risky, you already know not to go all in, to go in with like, less than a certain amount. So if you do lose, you're fine. You know already. You just know so much. You actually budget your account. I buy 25K of Nvidia, 25K of and Palantir, and only 10K of Sybil. So that way, if I lose on Sybil, I'm still gonna make make that money back and then some on the safe ones like Palantir and Nvidia. Like you've become you're just a monster. You're just on a whole nother level from everyone beneath you. Literally, you're just not, you're no longer, you're not even studying anymore, in the sense that, like, because everything's automatic, you're not studying anymore. Like, I don't study anymore. At that point, you just, if you learn little intricacies along the way, and maybe you make mistakes because of the psychological factor, but you learn from them. So you're still gonna be making little mistakes here and there. You are. Sometimes you just need that little reminder to not be stupid, but you're gonna make little mistakes. But that's that's nothing compared to the people, down here. Rookies are gonna hold the big bag. They're gonna lose all their money. These people, they're gonna put their money into something that's stupid and give it back, right? Give their money back. These people are starting to think and recognize, like, okay, I need to study, I need to put in the work. And these people up here, everything's automatic. You will make some mistakes here and there, but they're so minor that it's not a big deal, and you'll be fine. And everything's automatic. You will still study only if you want to at that point. Like, if you like, if I want to study the MACD, I can. I think I see something with the MACD, but I have to sit down and study. I don't want to do that. Everything's already automatic. Everything, it works for me. I don't need to learn volume. I don't know anything about volume. I should learn it probably, but it's like I found what works, so I'm not gonna sit down and study volume because I'm just too lazy. I already got to this point. I don't need to. I'm not gonna do that. But if you want, you can, right? If you want to go, and learn everything, sure, go ahead and learn how to play short-term dated calls. Because I don't know how to play short-term dated calls. You'll never see me alert short. When have I alerted short-term dated calls, right? That's just not a thing I do. I'm not gonna take those risks through that. Play it safe, right? So, um, yeah, some of you are well on your way to master. You just got to put in that extra little bit of grind to get there. Make a lot of mistakes to get there. A lot of studying, a lot of time, effort for pattern recognition, more than building that pattern recognition up more than anything. Some of you are in platinum, starting to think and realize, like, okay, maybe I should, do some training, some studying, ask questions, as many questions. Cause yeah, like Jeff, I call him the prodigy. Why? Because he jumped from rookie. He jumped from rookie and like pretty much skipped all this and jumped straight to diamond because he understands, like, man, my retirement is on the line. I do not want to end up like Joey Shaw, down 60K. I'm just gonna play it very safe and buy Nvidia, buy the safe stocks, right? Mags, right? He's just buying very safe. He does take risks here and there, but it's like very like little money that he puts into the riskier ones because he's trying to retire, man. He ain't trying to go back to driving trucks at 70 or 75 or whatever. So he skipped all this and went straight to diamond. He asked me a ton of questions. He's been learning, and he continues to ask me questions because he's actually serious about this because he knows his retirement is on the line. So he skipped all this. And the reason he was able to skip all this whole shitty training phase, is because he asks a ton of questions. Every day it's a question, and I'm like, yes, sir. Here's the answer. Here's the answer. Here's why this is done. This is why I do this. This is why you do that. This is why you don't do this. This is why these are the rules. Like, he asks a ton of questions. That is why he was able to skip all this and this. He just jumped straight to diamond. Obviously, the climb from diamond to master, again, that's going to take at least a year to 2, or if not 3, depending on your dedication, really is what it comes down to. So there you go. I just wanted to use this as an example. A lot of you are here. Some of you are here, and there's a few of you here. And it's up to you where you want to end up. But up here, it's just full on, everything's just automatic, right? It's like boxing. You know how to, everything's automatic. They throw a jab, you slip it. You can counter if you want or not. Maybe you fake the counter just to show them, hey, I could have countered you here. Don't you throw that lazy jab at me because I got the counter for next time. I might actually hit you. Like, everything just becomes automatic. They throw a hook, you duck under it. Maybe you duck under it and take a step forward to close the distance at the same time. Maybe you don't duck under it. Maybe you just block it in the gloves and catch and counter. Maybe, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, once everything becomes automatic in boxing through lots of, hitting the bag and sparring, it's just automatic. It just is. It's just it. You've gotten to a level where everything is just, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to stand there in the front of a mirror and shadow box and practice because you already know how you're moving around in space. And you know how to react because you've had to react to that same punch over and over and over again. Same thing. This applies to a lot of things in life. Chess, boxing, MMA, whatever. Like anything, you want to get good at anything, it's just about the repetition, putting in the work, studying. And yeah, the whole point of this video is Nick is the one that was talking today. He's kind of like Joey Shaw. And I know he hates being compared to him because I'm basically saying, yeah, you're kind of, you're kind of bad at this, so I just do the opposite of whatever you say, is basically what that means. So here's what he said. Let me see, where is it? I have been playing the markets for 20 years and all I have done is lose money. Think about that for a second. Think about what I just read. Like, think about that. Think about it. He's been in the game for 20 years and all he's done is lose money. 20 years and he's still a rookie. He's not a master. He's not even a diamond at this point. I would say he's barely gold. He's probably, I would say maybe at best gold / platinum in terms of stock market rankings. But he's only now after 20 years recognizing like, okay, maybe I need to actually join a Discord and learn, and like I need to actually sit down and study. Only now is he starting to like, put one and one together. Like if I want to improve and get good at this, I need to put in the work. But the fact that he's been doing this for 20 years, I can't put him in diamond. He's definitely gold, platinum. That's why anytime he says something like, hey, this is a buy, this is why I always say, oh, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm just not going to buy. I'll buy something else. He bought Nightscope. And as soon as he bought, you know what I did? When I saw someone that's platinum ranked by Nightscope, I was like, hell no, I ain't buying that again. And I was correct not to buy it because it went down. So this is why I always say you can use people that are, lower on the rankings that we're using here. You can use them as signals because they don't know any better. That's why I always say Joey Shaw's a signal. He's a very good signal. Regular people are good signals because they don't have any knowledge. They don't know what they're doing. They're just buying because, oh my God, everything's going up. Woo, right? So imagine doing this for 20 years and still unprofitable. That's a problem that needs to be addressed. And that's why I made this video. Nick, I need you. Oops, there's an ant on my arm. Okay, there you go. Taken care of. Yeah, so what was I going to say before that ant started crawling on me? There is... Yeah, so if you're a beginner, if you're a rookie, here's what I recommend. If you're a rookie, here's what I recommend. Patreon.com/ShadingTrade, join the Discord. Number one. But no, jokes aside. Here's what I recommend if you're a rookie. If you're, anywhere at the lower bottom ranks in the stock market, so to speak. I'm going to grab my whiteboard. I'm bringing it up right now. There you go. So, rookie. I would say rookie to platinum. If you're in those rankings where you're kind of not really thinking with your brain yet, you're just kind of buying just because I say buy, or you're just buying because someone else says buy, you're not actually like, doing anything other than clicking buy because someone says so. You're just pressing buttons like they do in Street Fighter 6. They're just pressing buttons. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They're not thinking. There's no setups. There's no delays. There's nothing. They're just pressing buttons, literally. They don't even know. They didn't pay to block. They didn't pay $60 for a game to block, right? They're just willing to die getting hit over and over again. So those of you sitting in those kinds of rankings, right? You're just pressing buy and pressing sell because someone says so. You're not studying or anything. Here is, for those of you who actually want to climb up the ranks, so to speak, here's what I recommend. Right? I'm gonna write it down. Here's what I recommend. For 1 month, ouch, I just said 1 month, and some of you just went, oh, what? 1 month? That's a lot. Yeah, I know. That's the problem. A lot of rookies are going to look at this and go, oh, God, a month? For 1 month, trade only NVIDIA stock. This is why you trade NVIDIA stock as a beginner. Let me show you. Let's start at the yearly time frame. What does it do? It just keeps going up, right? It just keeps going up over the long term. And any red ear is nothing more than a buying opportunity. Because it just keeps, what does it do? Red ear, 3 green ears. Red ear, 3 green ears. Red ear next year, 3 green ears? Question mark. Right? Red ear, 5 green ears. Goddamn, that's a lot. But the most recent pattern has been we pump and pump and pump for 3 green ears and then 1 red ear, then 3 green ears, right? So it's very hard to lose on NVIDIA because it just keeps going up. So you have that safety net. And this is why I'm telling you, if you're in that rookie to platinum, if you're someone that's not thinking just yet, just buying, but you actually want to go next level, I recommend you start with the safest stock to trade, which is NVDA. So for 1 month, trade NVIDIA only. If we're at the start of, well, it might be a bear market, so you know you're about to, yeah, might not be a good idea to start now, right? But you know, for 1 month, trade NVIDIA stock only shares. That's it. All right, that's all you got to do. That will teach you discipline. That will show you how much you can make trading something safe. And you have the safety net of something that just keeps going up over the long term in terms of revenues and also in terms of price action. You don't have those safety nets with riskier stocks. Riskier stocks have to dilute to raise money. Riskier stocks can do reverse splits like Color Stock did this year and screw you over and leave you holding a big bag and destroyed. NVIDIA doesn't do any of those. So you don't got to worry about all that. In fact, if you want to play it safer, you just trade the semiconductor ETF because it's an ETF. It's not a company. It has no earnings. It has nothing, no dilution. That doesn't even exist. You can trade metals too. Same thing. It's just a metal. It's not a company. It's a little metal that you're trading. But NVDA is the way to go. It's the easiest one. You can make some decent money if you have at least I would say 20K. If you have half that, that's fine. You'll still make money, but 20K is preferable to start with. 10K is fine. Anything less than 10K, it's, that kind of sucks for you because you could be making more with more money, right? But 10K is nice because you make at least 50. Like you can make like $100 a day, about $2,000 a month in a bull run. If this is the start of a bear market, then you're going to get different results. But there you go. That's step 1 of moving up to the next rankings, right? For 1 month, trade NVIDIA. Trade only NVIDIA stock. The next step is unfortunately, you actually have to study. Like that's just, you got to study. And here's what I would focus on. Study the purple line. Study the purple line. Study the MACD. That's already going to elevate you next level. Just those two. Study those two. Right? Put on a purple line on your charts, right? 200 settings, right? Make sure to change it purple. 2px, 200 move average cycle. Boom, you got the same setup. And start practice. I got plenty of 200 WMA videos, so you need to watch those and study and go through each chart and just be like, so let me measure how discount, what kind of discount I'm going to get if NVIDIA comes down to the purple line. 20% discount? Damn, that's actually not bad for a price, for this kind of stock. That's actually really good. You're really going to get like a 90% discount on this. So you would measure and be like, oh, wow, if I wait, I get a 20% discount. And then on the way back up, I make 25%, which is, again, not bad for something that's very safe. So you need to study the purple line and you need to go to the charts. You don't need to learn how to read candles. That's not what I'm asking you. That's what's funny. I'm not asking you to learn to read candles. You can just use the line here, the green line representing price, and you can just do the same measurements. So you need to watch my purple line videos and start, practicing what I teach. And then you do that like, I would say do it 1,000 times. I know some of you just went, oh my God, are you stupid, Shades? I'm not going to do that. So study the purple line and MACD. And then analyze, make sure to analyze the charts with the purple line and watch my read the chart series and follow along. And you need to practice that. And you need to practice that 1,000 times. So 1,000 times divided by 30 days, what is that? 30? 30 charts? Yeah, 33, something like that. So that's actually not bad. I thought it was gonna be worse. Yeah, so 33 charts. 33 charts, right? So analyze 33 charts per day for 30 days. That's 1,000 times that you've looked at a chart and analyzed it. Right? Again, I'm not asking you to learn price action yet. I'm just asking you to do the very basics. After 1,000 times of reading charts, you better believe at the end of the month you're going to be like, whoa, I see things that I like. Wow, I can like I see things like that I didn't see before. I can read things faster, right? The only way to build up your pattern recognition is to do it a lot. That's just, there's no shortcut around it. There just isn't. Like, why do you think I'm doing 5,000 chess puzzles? Like, you don't have to do 5,000 chess puzzles like I am. I'm just crazy. But yeah, analyze the charts with the purple line. Watch my read the chart series and follow along, and you need to practice that 1,000 times. That the chart analysis. Practice chart analysis. Chart analysis. Oops. With the tools I give you, and do so 1,000 times. So analyze 33 charts per day for 30 days. So you're gonna take maybe like an hour each day to do 33 chart analysis, maybe less. It depends on how slow you are or where you are. Obviously, if you're a diamond, so to speak, if you're a diamond rank player in the markets, then you might be able to knock it out faster. But yeah, so there you go. That's what I would do if I was a complete beginner. Study the purple line, MACD, because I do have MACD videos as well, and I'll be coming out with more of those. Analyze the charts with the purple line and MACD, and watch my read the chart series and follow along. And you need to practice chart analysis with the tools I give you, and do so 1,000 times, and you will walk away. And MACD, and you will walk away for 30 days. At the end of those 30 days, if you are actually doing what you're supposed to, which is studying, putting in the work, at the end of those 30 days, you will be able to read charts much faster, identify opportunities, identify what's an opportunity and what isn't, and where where potential opportunities could be in the future, and so much more. Do people want to do this grueling grind? Probably not. But that's kind of what I would do if I was a beginner and I want to start speeding up the process. So there you go, guys. That's the secret sauce right there. Surprise, surprise. If you want to learn a language, you actually have to sit down and just practice over and over and over and over. Like, you think I wanted to sit here on my desk? You think I wanted to sit here in my gaming chair in front of this desk, writing all the hiragana, all the katakana? Like, I had to sit there and write all of them. Like all of them. Like, rarirero, right? Like, I had to sit here and write them each thousands of times. Now I have them memorized because of that. But now I have to move on to the kanji, and those are a little harder with the strokes and the order of the strokes, and yeah. That's a little tougher. So you can't brute force it, unfortunately. You actually have to sit down and study even harder. I'll get there, right? I know already what it takes, so I'll do it, right? I'll write the kanji 1,000 times. I don't care. I've been through it already. I know it sucks to sit there 1,000 times, right? If you want to get good at drawing, what do you got to do? You just got to sit there and draw heads 1,000 times from different angles. You want to get good at drawing the female body? Same thing. Draw it 1,000 times from different angles. Want to get good at drawing butts? Draw it 1,000 times from different angles. We want to get good at. You get what I'm saying, guys? Hope like you want to get good at Street Fighter Six. Play thousands of games. If you want to get good at chess, play 10,000 games. Is what I'm gonna do. After 5,000 puzzles, I'm gonna do 10,000 games, and then another 5,000 puzzles, and then another 10,000 games. Is what I'm gonna do. That's already like for sure what I'm gonna do. I'm not burning out on this because this is too. Chess is much easier than Street Fighter Six because there's no guessing in chess. Whereas in Street Fighter Six, you actually have to guess. You have to have good reactions because it's not turn based. So the point is, some things are harder than others. But at the end of the day, if you want to get good at something, I think anyone can do it. And you just gotta put in the work. That's all. That's all it is. That's all it's always gonna be. That's always how it's. That's just how it is. Literally, like. Um, yeah, like I am nothing. I always say this. I'm not Joey Shaw. I'm not gonna sit here with a big ego and go, "Oh yeah, I'm so smart. Look at me. I'm a smart guy. I'm usually the one giving everyone advice." No, 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 no. None of that. Graduated high school in 5 years because I couldn't get past geometry and the sciences. Dropped out of college multiple times for sonography, then baking and pastry, then what was it? Web development, then game development, and then I just kept going in circles. Really, I have like a bunch of credits for different programs of study, and I'm technically like a fourth of the way through a degree. But yeah, like you get the point, right? Like I'm not the smartest guy, and I think Trucker Jeff said it perfectly. He said he's not the smartest guy, but he has common sense, and he's a perfectionist, and he's willing to put in the work. And that's really all it takes. You don't got to be talented. You don't got to be special. You don't got to be the brightest of the bunch, quite frankly. Hell, there are some people who have multiple degrees and they lose their money in the markets, like Polish girl, because she had like multiple master's degrees, super smart, according to herself, and she lost all her money. So it doesn't, Joey Shaw, self proclaimed super smart guy, down 70K on MSTR, right? So I don't know why that is. It's always the people who think they're so smart that lose their money, and the ones that are not so smart, they're the ones who make money. I don't know why that is. I don't know. I'm starting to see a pattern. I hope it's not true that people are just turns. I don't know. I think there's no. If you're willing to sit down and put in the work, you're gonna be better than most at that point, right? To be in the top 10% of traders or anything for that matter, it's all about putting in the work. That's all it is. That is it for the video. I just gave you the roadmap. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you're in the Discord, feel free to ask 10 times if you want. I'm here for you. That Trucker Jeff is where he is. He's advanced very quickly because he does ask a ton of questions literally every day. And I'm not annoyed by it. I'm just like, hell yeah, what do you want? Oh, you want to know why that happens? Why this is reacting this way? Oh, hell yeah, I'll tell you. Here, let me show you a chart. So once he learns how to read charts, he's going to go next level. Because he has to start doing that to go next level. He's never going to hit the master ranking, so to speak, until he starts learning how to read charts. But for now, he's already performing better than Joey Shaw, than Nick combined. Because he's willing to put in the work, and he has, in his mind, his retirement is on the line. I ain't going to be losing money. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, everyone has different goals. So if you're looking to retire early, you need to start taking it like really serious. Like, oh hell yeah, I'm trying to retire early, and I'm trying to stay retired. I ain't trying to lose. So you need to, put in the work. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. God damn, another 30-minute video.